Hey, welcome back, friends. And before you check to see whose video you're watching, yes, I did shave. It was my birthday recently, and I wanted to see what 45 years of damage looked like, and yeah, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. So the beard's coming back really, really soon. But today's subject is a controversial one. It's a controversial trend that I have seen more and more lately. It's always been there, but I think I've seen it more and more lately, at least in our neck of the woods here in the Southeast. You know, if you don't follow the channel, we do most of our RVing and camping in the state of Georgia. And yeah, I'm seeing it more and more in Facebook groups and forums, people bringing this subject up. And it's controversial. And I've taken part of it a few times. I haven't done it as much in the last year or so because I kind of got mixed feelings about it. And I just really wanted to see what you guys thought. This is one of those, we do these videos from time to time. It's really a conversational video. So the goal for this video is for you to get down in the comments and let us know how you feel about this subject. Again, it's a controversial trend. There's about people are splitting about down the middle, I think, and it's really, you know, weekenders and full timers are definitely split in this subject matter, and we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, help us pay some bills and check out today's video sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by eTrailer.com. eTrailer.com is your one-stop trusted source for anything trailer related, and if you're in a towable like this, you just got a trailer, really. So let me show you what I talk about when I talk about anything trailer related. Need a new set of stairs? eTrailer.com. Stabilizer jacks? eTrailer.com. How about a new awning? eTrailer.com. eTrailer.com has furnaces, tongue jacks, water heaters. Need a part for your slide mechanism? eTrailer.com. Do you need a microwave, a stove, a fridge? eTrailer.com. You can go to eTrailer.com and even get new furniture. Not only does eTrailer have all of these great parts for you guys to choose from, they've also got really good customer service that'll help you decide, is this the right part for you? So grateful for eTrailer sponsorship. Let's get back into today's video. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about this controversial trend that I'm seeing more and more. And it has to do mostly with weekenders. So wandering weekends. We are weekend campers. You know, every once in a while we'll go out for a week, but by and large, 95% of our camping is done on the weekends. And the controversial trend I'm talking about is booking extra nights on the bookend on each side of those weekends. And I have mixed feelings about that. So why would you do that? Well, a good example is, let's say you have, check-in times at most places are anywhere from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, if you've got a Friday off and you want to leave in the morning, say 9 o'clock in the morning, and have most of your Friday there, some folks are starting to book that Thursday night. And they'll book the Thursday night. They'll call them that Thursday afternoon and say, hey, we're not going to be able to make it tonight, but we still want to keep our reservation. We'll be there Friday morning. Because some campgrounds have noticed this trend, and they'll actually, if you don't show up for the first night, they'll eliminate the rest of your reservation. But if you call and tell them, hey, we just can't make it tonight, generally speaking, they'll leave your site open. So that way, Friday, you can get there as early as you want, and then you can you'll have an extra day camping basically, and you can see some of the sites you might have missed on a Saturday or a Sunday morning. And yeah, so you book Thursday night, you show up Friday anytime you want, because again, you booked the night before that. And then Sunday, you also book Sunday night, so you can leave anytime you want Sunday. Well, it seems to work out great for weekend campers. If you don't mind the extra cost, obviously you're spending more money, but if you don't mind that, yeah, it works out great. You show up whenever you want on Friday, you leave whenever you want on Sunday. You know, Sundays, if you're a weekend camper like us, you guys know how busy the dump station can get. Also, you basically Sunday is a travel day. It's kind of a wash. You don't really have time to do anything. You can't go into town. You can't do any antiquing. You can't do much of anything. You got to hook up the trailer, and once you're hooked up to the trailer, your parking's limited. You know, a lot of times we're ready to come home anyway. I'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, how do you feel about that? Again, from the weekender standpoint, it's not that big a deal. But if all weekenders did that, what does that do to the full-time community? You know, you're taking up, what, 20% more nights now? Or maybe more than that. I haven't done the math. But you're taking up a lot more nights. And, yeah, the full-time community, they might not be big fans of that. I know a lot of times they lean on those Sunday night availabilities, and that's not going to be there if a lot of people do this. And the reason I'm bringing this up because I just see this more and more. There's been a few times that we will book Sunday night, and we haven't done it in quite some time, but we'll book Sunday night, so we're just not in a hurry Sunday morning. We can wake up, do our thing, maybe go for a hike, have lunch in town somewhere, come back, at 1 or 2 o'clock we can dump, and then we get home in 2.5 hours and we're home at 4 or 5 o'clock. We've got time to unload the camper and the kids can get ready for school the next day. And yeah, it's kind of nice. As I thought about it more, generally speaking, our habit is when we get up, we're ready to come back home anyway. We're ready to spend half the day at the house and just have plenty of time here at the house. So we have done this less and less. Matter of fact, I don't think we've done it in probably a year and a half or so. But I do see a lot more people doing it. And the reason I say that is they'll talk about it in the forums. And then also when you see these catch and release sites on Facebook. I don't know if you're a part of these catch and release sites, but people will book sites, and if something comes up, they'll basically post it on the catch and release site, say, hey, I'm releasing this reservation at this state park. If you're interested, here, I'll give you first dibs on it. I'm going to cancel it at 1 o'clock, so you be ready to go at 1:01 as soon as that thing opens back up, and you can catch, I'll release it and you can catch it. So, but I'll see it there Thursday through Monday. So I'm noticing this trend more and more. How do you feel about it? That's what I want to know. Hop down in the comment section. We have one of the best RV YouTube comment sections around. A lot of times it's tips and tricks, but in this situation, I just want to hear your opinion. I want to see how you feel about this. Again, we're not really talking about the money aspect because that's very subjective, whether or not it's worth it for somebody to do this. But how do you feel about it just as far as inconveniencing other campers? That's really what I'm curious about. So what do you think? Also, kind of a bonus on this, a bonus thing that may be controversial, that we actually do this, and that is we book, if there's only buddy site left, we book both buddy sites. Some people may not agree with that because it's taking a site away from somebody else. Here's my defense on that. You don't always know who that site's going to be taken up by. So I would say 95% of the time RVers are cool, they're laid back. I wouldn't have a problem with them being at our buddy site. Buddy sites can get pretty intimate. I mean, sometimes you're sharing a picnic table, sometimes you're sharing a fire ring. Like, I don't think you ever share water or power, but yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine sitting next to total strangers. It's cool meeting people, but sometimes people are awkward and, you just don't know who you're going to be. And then other times it can be a bunch of college kids in a tent that's there to raise hell. And that's all well and good if they want to, but I don't want my kids around it, and that's not why I'll go camping either. So we actually book the buddy site if that's all that's available. If the site looks really good and it's a buddy site, we will actually book both buddy sites. How do you feel about that too? I'd be interested to hear your comments on that. So yeah, that's today's video, a discussion video. We do these from time to time. We don't do them a lot. Probably should do them more, honestly. You guys are so good about commenting. But yeah, how do you feel about these subjects? How do you feel about booking both buddy sites, even if it's just one RV? And how do you feel about booking the weekends? I'm sure we're going to have some differences in opinions between weekenders and full-timers. Guys, I hope you're doing great out there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much, especially for engaging. It means a lot. It helps these videos grow, and it helps the channel grow, and I'm certainly appreciative. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. See ya.